Kiss Me Like a Sunday. There's your garbage English lyrics.
What does that even mean?
That we'll get to later. Spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? It's Nate here from Truly Daebak with another episode of the DaebakCast. This is episode 133. If you don't know what the DaebakCast is, it is a podcast, weekly podcast, where we talk about K-pop and the Korean music industry. Mostly, every once in a while, we branch out into other forms of Korean entertainment. And usually Jacob's here. He is not, because I don't even know where he is anymore.
Is he still in? Is he in PA with his like his nerd?
Yeah, he went on like a trip with some friends that he met playing Pokemon online. And I don't know if that's still happening, but either way, I think he's like at his dad's. If he's
one day, I think he needs to explain like the whole timeline of his like entire like gaming group, because it's fascinating. Yeah. It's just apparently like they started off in like YouTube comments, have been friends for like 10 years or something like that. I don't know. It's something crazy. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Jacob's not here. He's one of our regular hosts. And also I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
Okay, this is your Fire Emblem Three Houses weekly update. Nate, where are you at?
Like chapter 2. I've done 2 actual battles, basically. The fight against the other 2 houses, and then the fight against the bandits. That's about it.
I think I'm on like chapter 7, chapter 8 now. I mean, like, because once you start getting more, because after once you start progressing in the story, like the chapters, like you have more to do in terms of like going on auxiliary battles or side quests, or other like paralogs start showing up, or like more activities with your students and everything. So yeah, I think I'm getting pretty far in the game, almost halfway, I guess. So. I haven't been able to play as much just because I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, but yeah, I've been pretty much every time I'm on the train, I'm just playing it. So.
Yeah, I was grinding out the Destiny event armor, so I got to finish that this week, so I'll be playing a lot more Fire Emblem now.
If you're also playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, let us know where you're at in the comments below.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, please, yeah. I'd rather not know what happens to my precious waifus until I get there. Number 2, on Friday I went to this like independent wrestling show out in Queens. There's nothing like spending a Friday night in a non-air conditioned venue with like hundreds of other sweaty like dudes. I mean that
sounds horrible.
Yeah. That's wrestling shows in a nutshell, I guess. But I mean, it was fun. Like really cool. Like wrestling is so stupid yet so amazing at the same time. Like I don't really know how else to explain it, but yeah, it's just really cool to see wrestling shows all the time around here. And just some news that just sort of broke this morning. I saw that BTS said they're going to take like an extended break, which my first thought was finally, because I mean these guys are like almost killing themselves in terms of like how much they have to do in Japan and how much they have to do in Korea, how much they do here in America. Like we mentioned, we had that whole conversation about like just like stress and like getting overworked and like how sustainable idle workload is, and like that whole topic a couple weeks ago with Sam and that whole thing. So yeah, it's good. It's a long time coming. I think they need a long break now. And now that they have TXT, they don't have to carry the load all on their own anymore. Well, when Big Hit, so that's a nice thing to see.
Yeah, plus they bought Source, and they're supposedly buying another company. So like, yeah, it's not just BTS.
You heard it here, folks. Big Hit, the Epic Games, or the Epic Games Store of K-pop, just buying up other companies. Yeah. Actually, no. In that case, they'd be the the THQ Nordic. But actually, no. Yeah, THQ Nordic is
they'd be Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay. So those are weird gaming comparisons. So that's it, I guess. Those are my 3 things. I guess you could do our usuals about clicking bells and whatnot.
Yeah. So if you enjoy the podcast, subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notification bell so you'll get notified when we put episodes up, because they don't always show up in your timeline or your suggested feed or whatever YouTube calls it. Review us on iTunes if you're an audio listener, or if you're not. Either way, it helps us out. And of course, follow or join our Discord. That's a good place to talk to us. We're hanging out there most of the time.
I would like more of our audio listeners to maybe reach out to us, because we get like hundreds of listens every week. So I'm just interested into seeing like who out there is listening to us, because we don't really see too, like, our only like sort of direct sources of feedback would be either Twitter or like the Discord. So like if you can, just try to reach out to us. Hey, I'm an audio listener, because I don't know, I'm just, part of me is just paranoid that it's just like a bunch of bots just listening to our stuff every week. But I'm just like, why are they listed from different like countries, like the U.S. and the Philippines and like some parts of other parts of Asia and Europe or whatever? So I mean, like, it can't all just be bots listening to us. So
and that's a good point. You can tweet at us if you don't want to join the Discord or whatever. That's a good way to reach us as well. But hang out in Discord. There's a good small community we've built there that hangs out pretty much every day and talks about K-pop and other stuff. So we do fun stuff like song ratings.
And watch MMA at 3 a.m.
I didn't know that.
That's what me and Stu do sometimes. Because
channel that I have muted.
Yeah, fighting sports. Yeah, because sometimes there's like MMA that's on it, or like wrestling that's on in Japan, and then Stu's just like, I'm gonna stay up till 3 a.m. So it's fun.
Okay, so that's it for the intro. I guess let's get to topic 1, which is Rocket Punch's debut. Pink Punch, which Andrew you're reading, I think, right?
It kind of reminds me of like isn't Pink Punch kind of supposed to be the original name of like Blackpink or something like that? That's what I heard.
They're Pink Punk.
Pink Punk, close enough. So it's funny. I don't know. Anyway, so Rocket Punch is a 6-member girl group under Woollim Entertainment. It is only their second girl group after Lovelyz, so that's pretty interesting that they waited a while to branch out into second groups. So I just wanted to go through some of the members, since a lot of people might not know who Pink Punch or Rocket Punch is, or who all these members are. So we have Yeonhee, we have Juri, Takahashi Juri, former member of AKB48 and member of Produce 48, most famous because she's probably the biggest K-pop fan on that show from the AKB system, like, and her debut evaluation performance thingy was Playing with Fire, and she became a meme because everyone thinks her face looks like an egg. She made really big news at the end of last year, graduating from AKB48 after a couple of years to pursue a K-pop career. It's pretty much unheard of at this point. And she's kind of caught in the middle of the Japan-Korea tensions. Like, I don't know if you saw, but somebody asked her a question about, like, it's like, what do you suggest? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, what is she supposed to do? She's an idol. And
I wouldn't say she was caught in the middle of it, but she just, someone at their debut showcase asked about it, and the moderator handled it. So
good, because I mean, like,
said, like, that's a dumb question. Why did you ask that? Focus on the album.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing Judy can do, like, on her own to sort of fix it, and there's no win-win answer either way, because either A, Koreans hate her, or B, she looks like a traitor to like her native country. So what are you gonna do? I mean, people think that anyway, unfortunately, just because she's promoting Korea, but which is stupid, because I mean, like, a lot of Koreans promote in Japan, and like they willingly accept them into the marketplace. So why is the other direction so, I don't know, repulsive? So, but I mean, she has a bigger fan base in Korea, I feel, in all honesty, just because of the popularity she gained through Produce 48. So it was kind of a no-brainer for her to come here to and join Woollim. Also, there are other members of are part of Produce 48. First one being Kim Sooyeon. Her catchphrase was "Sooyeon energy." That's the only thing I remember about her, because she got eliminated in like the 40s. Remember her at all. She was in High Tension, and then she was in one of the instruction, like, dance like position evaluations.
Okay.
Then the next member is Yeon Kyung. Another Produce 48 member is Kim Sohee. Her hair changed a lot, so you can't even recognize her, because on all of her like Produce 48 pictures, she has like a long black hair with twin tails, and on here she has like short hair, so I did not recognize her. She was in Boombaya and Medikuri. I think her and Sooyeon got eliminated roughly around the same time. so that's why we don't remember them. But it was them, and then Chaewon, and then Eunbi as part of like the 4 Woolim trainees, and then obviously Jody came in with AKB48, and then the last member is Dahyun, who is the maknae. Oh my god, Dahyun from Twice is pulling double duty. I'm just kidding. Is that really a common name, or like? I
mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that uncommon.
Yeah, I honestly hadn't heard of the name Dahyun until Dahyun from Dubu from Twice, but yeah, so 6-member group. And I guess
she's born 2005.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like I was in middle school when she was born. That is disturbing.
In high school.
What? Seriously? 2005? You were in high school? No way. No, you're not that old.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my god!
I graduated in 2009.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Anyway, on to the actual music.
So it was freshman year.
Yeah,
it was freshman year.
Yeah, I cannot fathom people being born that late. That's just super weird to me. Anyway, getting on to the actual album of Pink Punch, starting off with the intro track entitled Pink Punch. And so I was like, oh, it's nice that they have an intro track. And then when I looked up who made this in Bim Bam Boom, it made so much sense. They're like feature single and this intro are made by Iggy and Youngbae. I'm just like, oh, makes total sense, because GFriend has intros on like 90% of their of their albums, so no surprise. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but I just like the concept of intros a lot in general, because it's good for like live stages or like anytime you perform it's cool. Again, nothing too crazy. It's some like Moombahton, like the drum and bass parts. Again, kind of reminiscent of what the song goes into. So it's a good sort of teaser. I think they even used it in some of the teaser. Just to sort of introduce the group or the song as it is.
Yeah, pretty much the same thoughts. Like it's basically like, I got that like tropical house vibe, and it's actually got a bit of like Lovely's vibe in there too. There's a bit of like chiptune type stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it sets up the single and the album really well, because it matches it very thematically.
Mm-hmm. Getting into the actual debut single entitled Bim Bam Boom. I don't know what the trend is with all these like onomatopoeia titles.
Yeah.
Bim Bam Boom did it. I don't know, like every single Momoland title.
Yeah. Simzalabim.
What does that even mean? Like Bim Bam Boom, at least.
Like well, the Red Velvet's supposed to be like a spell, I think.
I guess.
Like a take on like Alakazam or whatever.
I guess. At least Bim Bam Boom it sounds like it's an onomatopoeia for just like some type of instrument or whatever. So that's somewhat understandable. Anyway, so yeah, like I mentioned before, this song is produced by Iggy and Youngbae of GFriend fame. So that's always a plus going into songs. Well, sometimes, because I'm pretty hit or miss on Iggy and Youngbae, but I'm kind of on a GFriend high lately. I'd say I'd have to be honest though. At first blush, like I didn't really like the song, just because I don't know. It's definitely a song that kind of took some growing to sort of.
I'm surprised you like it at all.
I mean, yeah, like if you know me, I pretty much hate anything that's Tropical House Moombahton. Like I find it just super boring and outdone at this point. Yeah, and I do still have. I'd say that'd be the main issue with it, but where it's good, I'd say it's really good. I'd say the one thing I'd probably change about this song, and I guess it's sort of, I don't know, maybe the concept of the song is. So the first chorus is like your typical like Tropical House Moombahton like drop. The second time around, or no, once they get into the second verse of the song, it's this like really like chiptunes, like almost drum and bass type of instrumental, and the way that, and like even the second chorus, like the way the lyrics that they do for the second chorus is completely different than the way they did for the first one, because the first one is mostly just bim bam boom and then like a drop and then there's some lyrics towards the end, whereas the second chorus is do 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 do, like they have that part with like the lyric that actually might be my favorite part in the entire song. I think that's Juri doing that the singing of that, so yeah, that might be my favorite part of the entire song. So that's probably what the redeeming part of it for me is. I feel that second verse, or the second verse and second chorus, is kind of what I wanted out of this group. Just something super fun, upbeat, almost. And yeah, I feel like I kind of wish the entire song was like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of like tropical house elements in it, but I felt like they had something there with having that like really like upbeat sort of drum and bass sound, and they were able to essentially recreate do the same chorus essentially just with two different like instrumentals, and I felt it worked better with not just having it be a drop chorus and have them do more vocals. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, that's where I'm sort of like torn on this song a bit, where like I kind of wish it wasn't just so much tropical house and went into more of that more of the chiptunesy vibe. So vocals, I think
so you want them to be like Lovelies is what you're telling me.
No, I find this way more enjoyable than Lovelies. I don't know why. Granted, like I mean, Lovelies Wow was like probably one of my favorite Lovelies songs. I'd say like this isn't necessarily in the same direction of it as that. I guess this is more, I'd say that it's more like drum and bass influence than Lovelies is, as opposed to like Lovelies just being straight up chiptunesy. I guess like on the on the G friend scale, I guess like Lovelies would be way more towards like, I guess like cuter G friend, where this is just a lot more like hype G friend, or just like different like, or like house G friend, I guess.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy in terms of like vocal standouts, I guess, and that's definitely something they have to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I'm kind of impressed with Judy's Korean pronunciation, because I thought it'd be kind of a problem. Also, again, for those that aren't familiar with like AKB48, like the way they sing there is really different. Like they like the nasally type of like singing style, and I almost couldn't recognize her voice here because it's so different. So they, like, she's only been training at Woolim for probably like what, 7 months, 8-9 months maybe. So like for her to sort of make that leap in such a short time is pretty impressive. So yeah, in terms of the music, I'd say yeah, I do like it despite its sort of setbacks. In terms of the video, I'd say it's kind of weird. like I don't hate it. It's just, why is there a CG leopard running around the music video for no reason? Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the lyrics or anything, if that has anything to do with like why it's out there, but I guess, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I love the outfits. I love the outfits because they have all this like Boston stuff, Red Sox stuff on, and just I guess in general, like the outfits look nice. Choreo is pretty cool too, like especially during that like the sort of chiptunes drum and bass part, like specifically where Jerry's singing, like they have the really cool like sort of hand movements. Like it's probably a really fun live stage if you guys want to go check it out. So. And also, they're doing pretty well. Like we were talking before the show started, this like combined between the Woolim channel and the When the K channel, it's almost at 8 million views. I mean, I don't know how much of that is like fans of AKB48 or that sort of thing, but I mean, even if you're getting like non-K-pop fans to sort of check it out just because of Jury, I'd say that's a win at the end of the day. I mean, just getting more exposure. So it seems like they're doing really good, especially for a group with. I mean, Lovelies definitely had like Lovelies is kind of a niche in their own right, and so for Rocket Punch to have this much momentum behind them at the beginning, I'd say it's a good thing overall. So yeah, definitely, I'm definitely happy with this comeback or this debut.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd like it, but I guess it sounds like it took a little bit at least. Yeah, for me, no surprise. I enjoyed it. I liked the start. I liked how the synths had like an Eastern instrumental like vibe to them.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's nothing special for like the Tropical House Mobutun's like style song. But I still enjoy listening to them even if they're not like anything surprising or like fancy. I think the chorus is really bouncy and catchy, the first one, and like you said, I really like the second, like how it picks up in the second verse and the second chorus. I think the second chorus, the instrumental is like much busier, and I really liked that about it. Like you said, it just picks up, and I think it improves the song. And yeah, I agree. I think it would have been better if that was the whole song, but I still enjoyed the first chorus too. As for the music video, I don't really like it. I mean, it's not like egregiously bad. it's just super generic.
Yeah, I mean,
like nothing happened. Like the set is
there's no
like
story.
the neon colors. The neon colors look good, like, and the neon signs and stuff. But like, there's nothing special about the set direction. There's not really any story. Which I don't need a story, but like literally nothing. It's just like them, just random shots of them, and then choreography, and then the random leopard scenes, which don't make any sense.
It doesn't seem like a music video made with purpose. It seems like a music video for the sake of making a music video in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And then some of the styling I didn't think was very good either. There was one that stood out to me. There was one where they're all in like black like Nike like training outfits, and it like doesn't match the set or anything at all. Like it's all black and white like athletic clothes. And I'm like, that doesn't match at all with all these like colorful neon colors and lights and stuff. I'm like,
I mean, yeah, the other outfits I did like.
Weird.
Like they have like a lot of like where they're wearing like sort of like windbreaker jackets, or like the sequin sort of like
the sequin outfits were good, but I felt like some of them were it was hit or miss. Which like usually styling I feel like is something most groups do like pretty well. Like it's very rare for outfit to actually stand out to be bad to me, and this was one of the rare times. That's why I felt like I had to point it out. It just didn't match with the rest of the set or the music video. It felt like it looked like something they would do like practice dance music
like a practice
dance
MV,
video, or they're just in their training room, like they were just in like training clothes, and it was all black, and I was like, this doesn't match at all.
Because like
this just looks weird.
If you look at the sort of background, it's like all these like bright pastel,
it's all neon,
like
colors
yellows and purples and pinks and blues and everything, and black.
So like when I saw those outfits, I was like, well,
stands out
weird.
Like a sore thumb.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do really like the choreography. I thought it's really good. It's really fun, and I think it fits the song well. Overall, I liked the song. I thought it was a good debut. I can understand why some people don't like it. I mean, a lot of people are tired of the Tropical House stuff, and it's not really nothing too special. But as everyone knows, I enjoy that. So
yeah. I'm kind of surprised they weren't announced for KCON LA. I thought this group would be kind of like a lock, kind of new goo group, Produce 48 ties.
Might be too early or like too quick though. I mean, it's 2 weeks after they debuted.
I mean, hey, like you had AB6 come into friggin' KCON like a week or two after they debuted.
Was it a week?
It was like 2 weeks after they debuted. So,
oh really? Okay.
So I mean, they're 100% going to be a lock for KCON Japan. Like, you know that's going to be a thing.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll be there.
Yeah.
They'll probably be there next year, too.
I mean, yeah, I could see Rocket Punch coming to KCON
especially
New
if
York.
none of the big companies go again.
Yeah, no,
because they have to pull from the like mid-tier companies like Starship or Pledis like they did this year, or Woolham,
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they end up on like the KCON circuit, and I'd love to see them live. This choreography or this whole entire song was just so fun, and would probably be amazing live. So, yeah, just really good job on, I guess, sort of meeting my expectations on that point. Moving on, we have "Love Is Over," which was the sort of second song that they promoted alongside "Bim Bam Boom." This song does not need to be on here. I'm sorry. It's just basically
kind of what I expected you to say.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, Jacob's usually like the stickler for placement, but kind of putting this like,
oh no, this was really bad placement. Yeah,
I mean, like putting another sort of tropical like Moombahton song after Bim Bam Boom, it's just like all of the impact is lost on me. I'm just like, okay. I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. And I guess like, yeah, I'm more critical of placement if anything. Yeah, it just sounds kind of like a ripoff of Bim Bam Boom in a way. And yeah, maybe if it was placed somewhere else, it would stand out more. But yeah, where they put it, it was just a really bad placement idea.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, so I enjoyed this song too. I like how it has like a heavier vibe, if that makes sense. And I like that they're like singing in lower registers. So yeah, it's just got like that like lower, heavier vibe, but yeah, it is more Tropical House. And I think the biggest problem, I agree that it really shouldn't have come after Bim Bam Boom, is the chorus melody is very similar.
Yeah,
I think
very
that's
similar.
the biggest problem. Like the actual song itself, like the verses and stuff are enough different, even though they're both like Moombahton Tropical House stuff. Like they're different enough, I would say, that it'd be okay. But the chorus melody with the synths is very similar, and I think that's the biggest problem. Like you said, putting it right after kind of made it sound, like you said, it kind of sounds like a ripoff almost. I think it would have been a good idea to make this the last song on the album and have them bookend the album.
Yeah,
with
that
the
makes
two
more sense.
like similar sounding like Tropical House songs. But yeah, having this right after Bim Bam Boom didn't make much sense. But I still enjoyed the song for what it is. It's definitely not as good, but I didn't hate it. It just felt like it was in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Next, we have Lucid Dream. And, I mean, it's a ballad, but I'd say sort of one of the notes that they, again, would have to work on in the future is, again, we kind of heard that lower register with Love Is Over, but I feel like with Lucid Dream, it's almost like they're a bit relying too much on whatever their like sort of high-end falsetto, like almost soft-spoken voice is, and in that way it kind of gets almost overpowered by just how intense the instrumental gets, because like towards the end there's like even like the sick guitar part, like sort of like and I mean I'd say like it'd be nice to sort of have a better balance of like lower register, high register voices, just so it's not like do 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 like everyone's just like super soft-spoken. Yeah, I'd like more balance in terms of having a good sort of more impactful ballad than just everyone being like, "What? I can't hear you over the instrumental" kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, it's a ballad at the start. Like it's piano based girl group ballad. It's got strings. It's got harmonies. It's got like a drum set with fills. The one thing I did notice, like you said, well, there are two things. One, like you said, the guitar, like there's like some Spanish guitar that comes in occasionally, that stood out. But then I like how the song keeps dropping the drums and like bringing them back. I thought that was a good effect on the song. Like just having those spaces where there were no drums at all. But yeah, I mean, overall it's fine. It's not bad, but it's nothing special for a girl group ballad. If you've heard a girl group ballad, you've heard this song, and their singing isn't good enough to warrant like it being like notable, if that makes sense. Like if so it's not like it's kind of surprising how I don't want to say they're bad, but like they definitely need more vocal work
training. They're pretty raw in terms of vocals. It's not just Jury. Like I know that sort of be the narrative. It's like J-pop idols can't sing or whatever. It's not just her. If anything, I'm more impressed with how much she's improved. It's definitely it's the other members as well.
Which surprised me because Lovelyz has like really good vocalists.
Yeah, Lovelyz, like for as much as I rail on them for having some kind of boring songs, like they have, one thing you can't question is just how good they are vocally. So,
so hopefully they'll get there with more training. But yeah, the ballad is just like it's whatever. It's fine.
Next we have favorite, and no pun intended. This actually, it's probably my favorite B-side. Just because again, I think this group works well in sort of like an upbeat type of environment. So this is kind of a return to it, sort of like an R&B type of feel. This probably again, I don't know whether if it's catchy vocals or it's good vocals or both or whatever, but I do like I really like the chorus that "You're my favorite." Like whoever's doing that, I really can't tell who the voices are at this point. Again, it's just, and there's no color coded lyrics, but I mean, whoever did that was doing pretty good. I can pick out Jury's voice. I just can't pick out everyone else's voices. But I'd say, this is a good vocal performance for the type of song they're going after. So, more of this, please.
Yep. I enjoyed the song too. I really like the instrumentals of the song. They definitely stood out to me. I think there's a lot of empty space during the verse, which I like. And then the pre-chorus is very Lovelyz-esque. They kind of like threw in some chiptune synths for the pre-chorus, which definitely gave me that vibe. And I kind of expected that to be somewhere on the album. I thought we'd get a whole song that was like very similar
sound like
to Lovelyz. But I'm surprised there wasn't one. But yeah, definitely during the pre-chorus you can hear it. And also, one thing I noticed, if you didn't listen to the song with headphones, there's a really awesome bass line in the song, but it's really subtle. Yeah, it's really quiet. So definitely like get some good headphones, and like listen for it, because that was a really cool thing that I felt it was way too subdued.
Yeah, because it has like these really good sort of complementary parts to, like, especially like the drums and sort of like the synth melody they had going. So yeah, that'd be. You'd never be able to hear it with like listening in your car or whatever. Yeah, you need to listen with headphones. And closing out this mini album, we have the final track, which is entitled "Do Something." So this would probably be my second favorite of the B-sides. Like, it's got this like really, again, just like really fun, like sort of it's almost like this like 2000s like hip hoppy type of vibe to it, especially with like they have like the trap hi-hat going on with like a really like dun 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 dun, like that's very like 2000s like American like music in terms of like the piano chords that they had going on in the background. So I'd say, again, where it definitely needs some work is vocals. I'd say mostly would just be I'd like a more interesting melody for the chorus, as opposed to da 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 da. It kind of comes off very flat compared to how dynamic the instrumental sounds. So yeah, I'd say that this one was my second favorite as well. So yeah, I thought this song was unexpected to me, and this is definitely my favorite on the album. I thought the instrumentals once again were really awesome on the song. Like you said, it just gives off like a different vibe that we don't hear in K-pop a lot. I really like the multiple piano lines, like like it's not just one piano part. There's like 2 or 3 different ones that are kind of interweaved together. And they're kind of just like battling for attention. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, it's just a song that you can just jam to. It's just fun to listen to. Like you said, so it's funny because we talked about I think they need work in their vocals. It's definitely a little rough during the slower parts of the song. But I think their vocal style actually fits the song really well. Yeah, maybe, because the rawness definitely sort of you can get away with it in this style of like R&B type of songs. Yeah, exactly. So like they actually like felt better in the song to me. But yeah, during the slower parts, you could definitely tell like they need some work. But yeah, that's my favorite song. So we can get on to scores. If you're joining us for the first time, we score out of a 10-point scale, with a maximum of 7 points going to the music and a maximum of 3 points for the concept of the album, the visuals, the choreography, album art, that sort of thing. So for me, I like to split up my 7 points of music into 3.5 for a single, 3.5 for an album. So surprisingly, I actually sort of bumped this up like kind of late in the game when I did my review. I gave it the single a 3 out of 3.5. Just because, again, maybe I'm kind of being lenient because it's a newer group, but again, I'd say sort of my issues with the sort of like technical aspects of it aren't necessarily, they don't outweigh how much I love this song and how catchy it is, just because I'd had Jury's like ice cream part stuck in my head the whole, like, for the past couple week or so. So yeah, I'd say continue to develop it, continue to work on it, definitely in terms of vocals, and I'd say there's a lot there for them, and it seems like they're doing pretty well with this style. So yeah, I'd say they're on a pretty good start as it is. Album 2.5 out of 3.5. Again, nothing too crazy with some of the B-sides. I'd definitely say, again, my favorite would be my favorite next to Do Something. Definitely would see what they'd like to sort of expand upon in terms of those 2 songs. Concept, I'm kind of being generous here because with a 2 out of 3, that's mostly going towards like choreography and like styling, because again, I really didn't like the video at all. Yep. Yeah, just because it wasn't really a video, but from what I've seen of the live stage and again like the outfits, there's a lot there I really enjoy. So I hope I might have to pester DJ to get, because he said he wants to do a lot of like girl group choreography this month for Diet Dance class. This would be a fun Diet Dance song. I can already tell, just because like how fun and upbeat it is. He doesn't even have to speed it up anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of pestering. I'll go on Tuesday. I'll pester him about it. So my total score is a 7.5 out of 10. So again, that might seem low to some people, but I'd say that's a pretty good score for me, especially for a new group.
So yeah, for me, I gave them a 5 out of 7 for music. I thought, like, I enjoyed pretty much all, like, I enjoyed like 4 out of the 5 songs. I thought the ballad was okay, but they, like, I felt like I needed to take off points because like the ballad was just whatever, and I needed to take off points just because they need to work on their vocals. So I like, couldn't give them too high of a score. But I enjoyed the album overall, so I felt 5 out of 7 was a good score to give. And then for concept, I gave it 2 out of 3. Like you said, like the music video, basically that whole point is lost because of the music video, but the choreography more than makes up for it. So I felt like, and like although some of the like styling wasn't great, I do like the concept. So I gave them the 2 out of 3 for that. So a 7 out of 10 for me, which is low for me, but I liked it.
So Cooper gave it a 4 out of 7 for music and a 1.5 out of 3 for concept, for a total of 5.5. I talking or like seeing like his sort of discussion or whatever. I know he, Bim Bam Boom definitely grew on him as the time went on.
Yeah, he didn't like it at all.
Yeah, at first.
Like, he didn't like the album at all at first.
Yeah.
But he's obsessed with the single now.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. Like, I was shocked at how much I was just sort of spamming this song, just like over like the past couple of days. So yeah, it's something that kind of snuck up on me in that sort of way. So, sort of dividing that by 3, we don't have Jacob notes this week, so it's like a 6.6, 6 and 2/3, 6.5.
6.6 repeating, so 6.5.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad of a score. I definitely that's probably the most optimistic 6.5 we'd probably give out here. At Truly Daebak, they definitely have a bigger upsides than some other groups we've given that sort of number. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on Rocket Punch's debut on Bim Bam Boom. Do you like the sort of Moonbaton style of the song, or do you like the more sort of chiptunesy drum and bass style of the song? Who's your favorite member, and why is it Jury? Because everyone should stand the egg, not our egg, the AKB48 egg.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know all your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, moving on to topic 2. We have another debut, another Produce 48 group. We have Fanatics and their debut single album, The Six. I don't know if it's a mini or a single. It's
I don't know.
3 songs, because it's 4 songs, but one of them is a Chinese version of their like pre-debut subunit song. So,
like we need to sort of like make like
to
whoever.
Me,
we need to make like the council on what counts as a mini album and what counts as an album.
To me, it's 4 or less as a single album. 5 to like 7 is a mini album, and 8 is
plus.
Up.
Yeah, because there's some like 8 plus.
But there are some 8 song mini albums, and there are some 4 song single, or like it's all over the place.
Yeah, like we need to set like hard rules here, because this is getting way out of hand at this point.
I mean, it's basically mini albums for some reason can be anywhere from 4 to 8 songs, which like 4 is not enough for a mini album to me, and 8 is too many. So like it should, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, no, we need to be the ones like we need to talk to like all of the music companies to like establish these rules so that they stop getting away with this nonsense.
Yep. So you have like some info about them first?
Yes. So, Fanatics is another 6. I don't know why 6 is the popular number these days, because I mean, Fanatics is 6. Rocket Punch is 6. Everglow is 6. I mean, granted, who knows if Rocket Punch will stay 6 with and B and Cheon potentially on the way. But anyway, like 6 seems to be like the magic number for girl groups lately. So they are a 6-member girl group under Fent. I don't know how to pronounce it. Fent Entertainment. I really have no idea who they were before Produce 48. I still have no idea who they are. I think they sent some Produce X 101 members, but again, just kind of a low key type of label. So yeah, as Nate mentioned, in 2018 they debuted a subunit of Flavor entitled Fanatics, which had Doa. Chiai. Oh god, I don't know how she's Chinese.
Oh yeah, their names are hard to pronounce.
Yes, sorry. Something like that. Chiai and Junhye.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out a song Milkshake. So yeah, it was just like half of the members. I think the initial plan. We talked about and
release this.
Yeah, the initial plan was they were going to do a subunit with that. They were going to do another subunit with the other 3 members, and then they would do the Fanatics debut. But I think they might have either canceled it or like plans changed or something. But yeah, they decided to go ahead with the full debut of the 6-member group. So Fanatic is Sika, who is a half Japanese, half Chinese member. She trained at JYP alongside J-Line. She was sort of like the leader of their.
Okay.
She was like they had like a whole like group of like Japanese members, and she was sort of like in that group sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. You also have Cherin, who was on Produce 101 season 1, but she got eliminated like 87th or something like that. The only stage I saw she was on Push Push. So
okay,
like
I mean, maybe if I saw pictures of her performance, I might remember. But,
there's some stuff out there. Yeah, like there's the focus camera of her, but yeah,
she got left at got kicked out in the first round.
Yeah, she was out in
those people because there's too many people to remember.
Yeah, especially that far back, like 2016. Like it's hard enough to remember the people that get eliminated like in the second or third round of eliminations. So there's Doe, not Doa. That's really confusing. There's there's Doe.
That was a really bad idea. One of them should have a stage name.
Yeah.
Their names are too close.
And Doe, I'm sorry, it has to be Doe because everyone knows who Doa is, unfortunately. So
yeah. Also, Doe is just a dumb name. if you think about it in American words, like it's a dumb name. She's like Doe.
There's Chai. She's Chinese, so it's like Chewy. So just crazy pronunciations. There's Junhye, who's also another former JYP trainee. And then you have Doa, Kim Doa, a.k.a. the rap goddess of Produce 48. Definitely made her name in that... one for looking like Sohye, and 2 for...
she looks like Sohye.
Yeah, 2 for being in the Do group where... with Sakura and doing the rap part, so she was the rapper that didn't forget her lines.
Yes, but she was the one who didn't make it into the final group.
Yeah, that sucks. Oops. Anyway, so yeah, that's Fanatics. So Nate, take it away.
Yeah. So if you enjoy this group, I'm sorry, but we're getting there. We're gonna start off with their debut Sunday, their debut single. So it's called Sunday. I like the instrumentals during the verses. I like the driving piano, keeping the piano beat mixed with some good synths. But I do not like the singing during the pre-chorus and the chorus. It's way too repetitive, but it's not catchy repetitive. It's just obnoxious repetitive.
Kiss me like a Sunday. Like that's the only sort of interesting part of this.
Yeah. Well, and then there's the Toyo ill part. Yo ill, yo ill. They just repeat that over and over again.
For a good 15 seconds.
Which is Sunday. I got my days mixed up. But yeah, it's just too repetitive, and it's not catchy repetitive. It's not like Red Velvet, red catchy repetitive. It's just annoying repetitive. And then similar to a Rocket Punch, some of the members definitely need some more vocal training.
Yep.
It's pretty rough, and the big thing for me that I notice is there's just very little feeling in their singing. There's very little emotion and feeling. It just feels like they're just there to do it, and they're just doing whatever. They're just doing it. It's not they're not putting any effort into it, if that makes sense. I mean, that part of that might just be that because the lyrics are repetitive, that they just already kind of, they don't really match the need for putting a lot of feeling into the song. but they definitely there could have been more. And I think the drop for the chorus is fine, but it's nothing special. It's very generic. And the one thing is the high-pitched baby synth got pretty obnoxious, actually. Like, that usually doesn't bother me at all. But in this song, for some reason, it got to the point where it bothered me.
It seems kind of gratuitous and unnecessary considering just how high-pitched their voices are already. You don't need, like, a baby synth on top of that.
Well, and it's really loud, too. It's, like, really... Like, it's the most, like, prominent part of the instrumentals, and I'm like, this is too much. As for the music video, it's a girl group music video. I would say... I think I like it more than Rocket Punches.
How?
But barely. Because they're both the same thing. They're both just generic girl group music videos with nothing going on. But this one doesn't have a dumb CG cheetah in it. But, like, and there wasn't any styling that stood out to me as being bad.
But none of the styling stood out to me, period. So it's like... Well,
yeah. Yeah. I guess it evens out in that case.
Yeah.
I think it wins out only because of the CG cheetah or whatever. That's the only reason.
It wins out because it's so boring it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything obnoxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Or Rocket Punch had good styling and bad styling that evened out to mediocre styling. This just had mediocre styling.
That's like the most backhanded compliment I've ever you could probably give.
Whatever.
You're so boring. Fine. It's not egregious.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Where like Rocket Punch had good parts. Like this is just a music video. The choreography, Rocket Punch wins by a landslide. For this song, the choreography is whatever. Like nothing stood out to me. It was fine. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was fine. It was just... But yeah, overall, I think the song, it wasn't great. Which, if you listen to our thoughts on Milkshake in releases, you could see this going down a path that, like, that led to this. Where I think this is better than Milkshake, but that's not really hard to do. And
some parts of it are like better, maybe, but
well, yeah, we'll get to that. But overall, I didn't really like it. I don't think this is a song I would listen to again. Really,
I'm surprised because I thought you'd like it a bit more. Well, because I looked up who made this song, and this is like the same person behind like Red on the Wind and like all these other Card songs. So I thought, oh no, slam dunk.
Yeah, but
it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. But
yeah, but like Card. I think Card has the novelty of being a co-ed group, so you get the mixture of
the
like
only thing saving them.
Well, and you get like the mixture of like the female singers and the male rappers, and like it adds an element of interest to it.
Yeah, where this is you. There's
nothing interesting about it.
There's no vocal texture at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably. Like, for as catchy, I didn't find the chorus.
Ride on the Wind is probably their worst song. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, this sounds a lot like Ride on the Wind, in all honesty.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say, like, I didn't find the chorus as annoying, I mean, or as, like, repetitive. Like, I found it catchy, like the Kiss Me Like a... I don't know what Kiss Me Like a Sunday means. What is it supposed to mean? Like...
Well, like... And it's not like they're, because you could argue it's like, oh, they're saying like talking about like a ice cream sundae, but like that.
Why are you kissing your ice cream?
Well, no, but like, well, because like you're eating the ice cream or whatever. But like even if you they aren't talking about it like that because they keep repeating Ilyo, which is Sunday, like the day Sunday.
Yeah.
So like,
and it's spelled Sunday, not Sundae. So
yeah, but sometimes people. That's true. Yeah, the spelling too. I didn't think about that.
I mean, I don't know. Like, if you could figure out what the meaning of like "Kiss Me Like a Sundae" is, please let us know in the comments because I'm at a loss. I'd say sort of again, maybe it's not fair to the group if somebody came in without expectations, but again, having that prior knowledge of who Kim Dole was, what she's capable of, she definitely had like a very wide-ranging sort of showcases, because I mean she went from like ooh-ah to da-da-da-da-da to freaking Rollin', which is like the cutesiest. Like Rollin's probably the closest song in terms of like comparative to whatever Fanatics is doing. It's just she kicked ass when she did her rap line in da-da-da-da. Like that was probably like the highlight of it. And for her not to be rapping at all on this entire album.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, like pretty much like the saving grace for this group is Kim Doa's name recognition, and for them not to sort of lean into that in terms of stylistic choice, I feel is a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I'd say, because something like this, granted, there's a lot of like girl crush groups or just like, or like teen crush or whatever, like ITZY type of groups. But I mean, I feel like you can get away with it for how much I enjoyed Doa's like rapping style. And granted, okay, you don't, and even with like those type of songs, you don't necessarily need to be amazing at singing. So maybe they should think about doing that more, because I feel like it's kind of letting Doa go to waste. And I mean, I know there's other members, but I feel like she's the one I care about the most, being a Produce 48 trainee. So I don't want to see her sort of have her, potential being wasted like this. Yeah, I'd say in general, it's just super safe, super boring, very much like I don't know. I maybe just because, again, with Kim Doa, I thought like I had expectations of, maybe they'll do like a Wiki Mickey type of. If they did like a Wiki Mickey style of sound, I would love this group like immediately.
Yeah,
just because
I think this group would have fit that better,
as opposed to this sort of fake tropical house type of sound. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, again, with the video, I really have nothing to say in terms of either choreography or styling. It's just to the point of not being memorable at all. I mean, hey, the one thing I did like though is like there's that thing in the music video where they all have like their own name tags that they're like fighting or whatever. I'm just like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I liked exactly that, and that's why I think it's a little bit better than Rockabye, because something happened in it.
Name tag beats CG Cheetah. Just slightly. Yeah, it's a good idea for the for people to sort of get familiar with who's
learn their names and stuff.
Yeah, because sometimes new Goose debut, and I'm just like, who the hell is this? Especially with like even with people I know, because like the hairstyles change and everything. So yeah, it's definitely a good reference for people that have no familiarity with the group at all. So
yep. Next we have Remember. So for me, I liked the build during the first verse, but I was kind of disappointed because it built to the pre-chorus, but then the pre-chorus just kind of like happened. It didn't drop.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of, like, went back down to nothing and then, like, started building again to the chorus. And I was like, that was, like, really weird and just left me, like, it felt like it didn't resolve. It just sat there and, like, it reset, basically, instead of actually dropping or keeping the build going. And, like, once again, I like the verse instrumentals. There's, like, strings mixed with, like, some synthy bass and, like, some melodic synths. But, like, it just leads into another drop chorus that wasn't really needed. And I think the chorus instrumentals, like, the drop chorus instrumentals are a little much for this type of song. It just overpowers the song. And it just didn't really feel needed. And yeah, and then once again, I think the singing was fine, but they definitely need more work, and they need like more feeling, especially in this type of song. It feels flat. Like it just feels emotionless. And this type of song is supposed to be the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very
like
emotional.
a sentimental, like emotional song. So yeah, it definitely fell flat for me.
Yeah, because I know what they're going after. They're going after this like sort of mid-tempo-y, emotional type of song. Like I'd say, BTS does a lot of songs like this. Definitely,
yeah, exactly.
That was my first sort of immediate comparison. But I mean, obviously, it's not fair to compare them to BTS. But I mean, just in terms of vocal intensity and emotion that you get out of the voices, it's just not there for me. It's just super flat in that sort of aspect. So that's why I probably wouldn't be able to pick out this song if I heard it again like sometime down the road. It's just that safe.
Yeah. Nothing stands out, and like I don't know, it just doesn't do anything like well enough to be like memorable. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. Next we have Follow Me, and I think this is definitely the standout song on the album. I liked this a lot more than the other two songs. I think the R&B style, like singing and beat, mixed with like the Eastern instrumentals, like is always like a really good combo. And I think their voices and their vocal style fit this song better too.
Oh, 100%.
They definitely, and like you said with like same with like Rocket Punch, like with the like the more like R&B style singing, you don't need to be as good at singing. And so like it doesn't stand out that your vocals are like as bad. Like I don't want to say they're bad because they're not bad, but they're just like
you don't need to belt like everything. Like
exactly.
Like
you don't need to showcase like your vocal talent in this type of song for it to sound good. But yeah, I just think both their voices and their vocal styles and just their skill level fit this type of song better. And I think just the song overall is just much catchier and more interesting than the other two songs. And I think it should have definitely been a single. I think they should have gone with something like this way better than like just the generic girl group song that they went with. So yeah, this was definitely the standout.
I think it might be. I think Sam said it in Sam, or one of our mods. She mentioned, she's like, oh, this is probably my favorite song between the two, like Rocket Punch and Fanatics, like B-side, in terms of B-sides. I'd be in agreement. I just love, because again, I feel like a lot of comparison with this to like Red Velvet's like bad boy type of sound. You know, you got that. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of what the signatures of those that song and this song are, just definitely the trap beats mixed with like the sort of retro 90s R&B sound. And again, they work here. Again, they probably aren't as vocally dynamic as a group like Red Velvet, but it works here. But I think the one thing that makes this song stand out a lot more, besides Next to Sunday and Remember, is they use the lower register. Like they're like, follow me, follow. Like It's not like they're not trying to strain like to hit or they're not to the point of being soft spoken where you could barely hear their voices trying to hit those like high notes. Like they're actually using the full vocal range. It seems like more of a natural singing like sort of range for them, in all honesty. Like it sounds way more dynamic than either of those other two songs were. So yeah, I don't know why this was just buried as a B-side. It just seems way more interesting than Sunday or Remember will ever be for me. Yeah, this is definitely something they should build on. Also, I don't know if you noticed it, but one of the sound effects just threw me for a loop because it sounded like a Pokeball opening, you know, from the anime.
Like really, if you I missed that.
Yeah, because one of like because after it'd be like like it sort of that sound. The pop. Yeah, the pop sound of when like a Pokeball opens after like one of the trap drums, and it just sort of stuck with me. Maybe that's why I like it, but I mean, I'd say more just because it's what I wanted from them vocally for the first two songs. So yeah, it's the only song on this entire mini.
Fits them better.
Yeah, it's only the only song on this entire mini where they have pretty good singing, unfortunately.
Yeah. And finally, we have Milkshake, the Chinese version, which I don't understand why it's here, why it exists.
Yeah, I don't. But I tried looking up if FENT had any like Chinese like investors or if there was a Chinese company. Can't find anything.
Just random. They're just trying to get clout in China.
I guess maybe it's because they have the Chinese and the Taiwanese member. But I mean,
yeah. If they have the Chinese members, but like, it's just a weird inclusion because if anything, you'd think there would be a Chinese version of the single, not of the subunit song.
The subunit song that originally only had half of them.
So does this have all six of them? I didn't really look into it.
I couldn't tell, honestly.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know their voices, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like we talked about this releases, and this is just a Chinese version of it. But I don't think the song was really that great in Korean. I don't think this song makes it any better. I think it's similar to the same problem with their debut. I think it's the boring kind of repetitive, not catchy, like boring, annoying repetitive, not catchy repetitive. And once again, there's just too much. Like their singing just needs work, especially in this song. There's a lot of that, like just like talk singing that's like very lifeless, and it's just like it doesn't help. Like you already were barely putting feeling in the singing before, and now it has no melody either. So like
you can get away with it if there's like really like impactful singing like paired with it, just because you have that contrast. But like the contrast is probably like this much between like their regular singing and the talk singing.
Like all of their singing sounds like that except there's a melody, and now they took out the melody and it just makes it stand out even more, like even worse. And I think the instrumentals for the song are uninspired and boring. It's just like the song was entirely a miss for me when it came out in releases, and this is just a Chinese version of it, so did not enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the instrumental, I'd say, was probably the only redeeming part of it. Again, it's just I feel like the vocals didn't sort of live up to how like fun-ish the instrumental is, because I do like it's like this like weird 80s like synth type of sound, and I love weird. It's kind of like, I don't know, just like I don't know, just like weird stuff. So yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I don't speak like Mandarin or Chinese or whatever, like despite like being like 1/4 Chinese, but I it doesn't take an expert to know that they're not that good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like some of it you can definitely, because Chinese is a really hard language because it's all about like intonation and everything, where like the way you pronounce words can completely change meaning to some degree. And that probably doesn't work if you're just kind of super monotone like with your singing. So I mean, Rob definitely in our Discord, he knows Chinese. He mentioned it like right off the bat. He says, "Wow, he did not. He thought it was very poor, in terms of just execution." And I mean, hey, I mean, like I guess it makes sense. Like not everyone's Chinese, but. Yeah, I guess in that sort of way, I would have rather they made a full version or a 6-member version of Milkshake in Korean.
Yeah, just in Korean, yeah. It
yeah,
make more
as
sense.
opposed to Chinese. I don't know. Yeah, this is. Yeah. I don't want to listen to this song again. I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
the Chinese version.
I mean, I wouldn't listen to any. The only song on this entire album I would listen to again is "Follow Me."
Follow Me, yeah, probably.
Just overall, the album wasn't that great. And like, I feel bad complaining about like vocal skills, but like it's true. Like we're reviewing the music, and it's part of it. Like,
and that's kind of the most. I know, obviously, most people might be, like take fault with that, but again, I feel I mentioned before, I value sort of musical content a lot more than just standing people or whatever, or just visual aspects of K-pop. So that's why
exactly.
I want to. I need some substance with my style. Like there has to be something there for me.
Okay, so let's get to ratings, which sounds like it won't be that great, but we're for me, for music, I gave it a 3.5, which is honestly like,
whoa.
I mean, it's really bad for me, because if you know me, I rate things very highly, and like I'm usually pretty lax on my scores. But yeah, just like I said just before this, like I would only listen to one out of these 4 songs again to Follow Me. And so like that right there is most of the points. And I gave him a couple, like a little bit extra here and there, because I don't think the songs are like egregiously bad, but they're not interesting. And it's just not something I would listen to again. So I gave it 3.5 out of 7 for music, and then I gave them a 1.5 for concept, because like we said, the music video it's just like whatever. I guess I said that. Well, so I said that this music video is better than Rocket Punch's music video, but this got a lower score. But that's because of choreography. Rocket Punch's score was almost entirely the choreography. Was very good. Where this is just like everything was just meh. It's like right in the middle. So like 1.5 out of 3. It's just everything was unremarkable. Nothing was egregiously bad, but nothing was interesting or notable. So they got right in the middle, 1.5. So I gave it a 5 out of 10. Not great. I still think people are arguing this in Discord if this was better than Momoland's last album, and I think it is. I gave Momoland's last album a 4 out of 10, so, and I think this is slightly better than it.
Okay.
But Momoland's last album had a couple good, like this, I mean, this had Follow Me. Follow Me was good, but Momoland's last album had some really egregiously bad parts and like really good parts, like it got more balanced out. This is more just like, it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's 5 out of 10.
I'd rather something be bad and memorable than bad and forgettable. If that makes any sense.
Or just forgettable in general.
Yeah.
Unremarkable.
I'm surprisingly lenient here in terms of scores, because you know what you gave. That's what total for you?
I gave
again?
a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, so you gave a 5 out of 10 because my final score was 6 because I ended up giving 2 points for the single, and that's me being lenient. Because again, I don't mind like the Sunday like chorus as much, just because that's probably the only part of the song I like, if anything. And I gave 2.5 for the album, and like I feel like 2.5 is just most of that's based on how much I love Follow Me. Just because I didn't really count Milkshake as much, just because it's like a remake of the song, and it shouldn't really count
I counted it because I was saying before like to Cooper, I counted it because I normally ignore Chinese versions of songs if they're on
just,
the
like,
album,
different
but
versions
that's
or
when
remixes.
it's a different version of the song on the album. But for this, it's an actual unique song on the album, so I counted it.
Yeah.
Even if the song came out before in Korean, that version wasn't on the album.
Yeah.
So I rated it as a new its own song.
Yeah, so 2.5, again, that's me kind of being generous just for how much I love. Oh, and maybe if I, hopefully in hopes that they do something more like Follow Me. 1.5 concept, so yeah, pretty much the same idea as you, just, I can't even remember. I don't remember anything that happened in that music video, in all honesty, nor can I really remember anything in terms of choreography, so 6 out of 10. Cooper was definitely the harshest of us. He gave it a 3 out of 7 for music, a 1 out of 3 for concept, which is a 4.
So 4. Which means we averaged to a 5.
Yeah, I did pretty easy math there, whole numbers. So, I mean, yeah. It's just, I mean, we don't mean to be mean. It's just especially the girl group market. The new girl group market is super stacked right now with just how many girl groups are coming out this year.
Yeah.
Passable.
And we've had some really good ones.
Yeah, like Everglow.
Everglow, yeah. Cherry Bullet.
Itzy's
divisive. Most people enjoyed Cherry Bullet's debut. Everglow, obviously everyone.
Yeah, so it's just like
that a lot. So
you really have to do something to sort of stand out in this sort of field. So yeah, I mean, hopefully,
this album does not.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's a victim of FENT maybe might not have as much resources or that sort of thing, but. I just show me more effort in the second time around, and maybe I'll be like more receptive of it. But yeah, this don't half-ass things. Whole ass one thing. I guess is the summary of it. So, what did you think of Fanatics' debut? Do you like Sunday? Should they do something with more rapping? Who's your favorite member, and why is it Doa? I don't know. I guess Doa is just my de facto favorite or bias because. Just because she's the rap goddess, but
she's the person you actually know.
She's the person I actually know. That's true. So let us know your thoughts on all this music, and I guess there's your outlook for the group in the comments below.
It's like how it defaulted to all the IOI members when they did branches, but then I've slowly changed my biases as I got to know the groups. Yeah. So Yeonjung was my bias in Yuju Sonyo until Luda, until I was actually paid attention to the group and
no, it's Luda.
Found Luda. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to topic 3, which is which one? Dating rumors? Or
dating.
Not rumors. Dating
rumors.
Idol dating. It's not a rumor. Yeah, it was confirmed. So
I guess we can call this. I guess we'll call this topic Jihyo, Kang Daniel, and idol dating. I guess. I mean, even though we've kind of touched on this topic before. So, yep. The big news of the week is that Jihyo of Twice and Kang Daniel, formerly of 101, currently a solo artist, they're dating. Yeah. So sort of to give the cliff notes of the story, Dispatch broke the news and showed pictures of them meeting. Apparently, Jihyo drives a Mercedes-Benz, so holy shit.
Wait,
yeah, she drives a Benz, dude.
I didn't notice that. Or know about
that was people, half the people weren't even freaking out over the dating news. Half of them, everyone was holy shit, she drives a Benz. I mean, that's not surprising. Koreans love their luxury European cars, so that's not surprising at all. So they, the news broke, and then each side tried to go confirm it. Eventually was confirmed. There was a lot of memes because Kang Daniel is in Connect Entertainment, which is a one-man entertainment company. So everyone was he's talking into the mirror, confirming whether or not his dating rumors are true. Yeah, which is hilarious.
He's the CEO of
his own company. So yeah, I guess we could just go into or the sort of things I wanted to sort of cover with this. I mean, obviously we're fine with everyone dating. I guess one thing we can cover is just sort of fan reaction. I guess your reaction. I guess where it sort of is in terms of the landscape or how it'll affect each group in terms of music and I guess, just career path. So I guess I could let you start off since you sort of don't have that much to say in all honesty.
No, yeah. I talked about it a little bit in our chat or whatever, but it's just like, for me, these topics, like, they just boil down to the same thing every time, because to me, it doesn't really matter who's dating. Like, that's cool. That's what comes to my mind. It's like, cool.
They make it feel cool.
Like, idols are people. They should be allowed to date. They should be allowed to be happy.
They shouldn't have to apologize.
They're not. They definitely should have to apologize if they're dating. And I think the fan culture that, like, like, getting into it, it's usually the younger fans that are the ones that get mad. Or just the crazy people, like Sasang's, like, literally mentally, like, some ill people.
Yeah, like
that get mad.
Like, for those that don't know, like, there's a member of Super Junior that isn't allowed to rejoin the group because he got married. Oh my god.
Yeah. Which is funny because Super Junior's fans are all, like, married women basically at this point. They're all like 30-year-old women. Like, they should all be married. How dare you
cheat on me, like, while I have a husband?
Well, they don't have to. Yeah, I don't want to say they should be married because that feels sexist, but, like, they're at the age where they could all be married. So, like,
they're at
why are you getting mad
age.
at him? Why are you getting mad at him for being married? So, like, for me, it's fine. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that, like, they feel it's not cool that Dispatch, like,
leaked it before they were ready.
This stuff before they're ready. I think would be cool if more idols were, like, open to actually just putting this out there right away and, like, from the start, and not having to feel like they have to hide it.
Yeah, because in terms of, like, messaging, it's always hard on them because they have just, like, oh shit, they have to scramble together to put together like the most, like, vanilla PC press release or whatever, just so they don't, like, piss off fans or whatever.
And they do it because it'll piss off fans and they'll lose money, which is dumb. And then the other thing is, like, if they were allowed to be open with it, is then they wouldn't have to actually hide it when they're, like, going on dates. They wouldn't have to, like, be, like, covered head to toe in, like, scarves and hats so you can't tell who they are, like, at a movie theater or whatever. Like, they'd be, like, they wouldn't have to be so secretive about everything.
They wouldn't have to sneak their phone numbers in Inkigayo sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think it's cool. JYP is pretty clear about their rules. They have, I think it's 3 years. Yeah, and then their artists are allowed to start dating. It's 2 or 3 years. I think it's 3. Like, Twice's, they're past that. That's fine. Like, it's not against JYP's rules. It's not like any of that should be a problem anyway. I mean, I understand why JYP has it as a rule, and it's not because they think that dating is bad. It's because they want them to focus on their career to start out, because that's the hardest part of the career, which makes sense. Like, after 3 years, you're either an established group or you're a group that doesn't matter anymore. So you can date either way. But if Twice, like, was just spending all of 2017 dating, then they wouldn't have been able to focus on becoming the juggernaut that they are. I mean, maybe they could have. That's possible, but, like, you understand why they have that, and I am okay with that. Like, I think dating bans are dumb overall, but I understand for ones like that, like, they're not doing it to be malicious and just to control every aspect of the idols' lives. They're doing it because it's a business and they need to make money and they need to focus on work.
And essentially their personal life is their work, so it's one of those rare cases where you kind of have to do something like that.
Yeah, their entire life is spent working. It's not like they have much free time where they can do
their free time.
Want.
Even
like,
their free time is them just showing up to friggin' somewhere in Seoul or whatever. It's making it a public appearance is essentially you working, essentially, even if it's tabloids taking pictures of you. So yeah, there is really no non-working time for them, essentially.
As for fan reactions, like, I think for the most part, usually in these cases, girl groups, it's less, like, harsh on them, because I feel like for the most part, like, male fans are like more open to this, usually because they skew older. Whereas usually when it comes to guy groups, like male idols dating, they get a lot more hate, they lose a lot more fans because their fans tend to skew younger, and they're just, like I said before, the older you get, the more the more people are okay with this kind of thing because the more mature you get. Like the
more you realize that you don't control their lives.
yeah, exactly. Where when you're younger. When you're younger, you don't, like, they're marketed as idols, like you're supposed to idolize them and you're supposed to pretend like that they could be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And when they're dating someone, they can't be your boyfriend or girlfriend anymore because they're dating someone.
And you get all mad and you stop.
Korea. Yeah, and you get all mad and you stop following them or being their fan. And so yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a lot. If anything, it's probably worse on Daniel than on Jihyo, but
I honestly don't know, because in this case, like, it seems like most girl groups, they'd seem okay in terms of dating or in terms of fan base, but damn, once is like.
Really, I honestly haven't seen too much reaction about it for either side.
I mean, so yeah, really sure pretty much, but I mean, again, we're not necessarily in tune with. International, I guess as a general sort of thing, I feel like international fans really don't give a shit in terms of like who's dating or whatever, and the ones who are just start super young instead of irrelevant in that sort of way. It's more the Korean fans that I feel a lot more worried about, because like, and these are two people that have very big Korean followings. Twice, obviously, being, you know, Korea's girl group, Kang being the most popular male idol in Korea at this point. It is a sticky situation because, again, Once is very big there, Twice. I mean, is a very popular girl group. They have a huge fan base that follows them everywhere. Literally, like, it's kind of like a recipe for disaster on that end. But what I have first-person experience of is Wannables, because, like, I know how crazy they are at sometimes with KCON New York last year, where Jacob and I had like
Wannables are insane.
Yeah, like no, even in Korea they were talking about how basically there was one time Wanna had a festival somewhere in Korea, and all these Wannables just came out of fucking nowhere. Like they weren't standing there for the concert the whole time. They weren't waiting for Wanna, because usually what you do is either once your group goes up, you step back a bit. They just show up late, try to push their way to the front, and they have like fucking like step ladders and like so they could take the pictures with like the DSLR cameras and everything. It's just like crazy shit going on with a lot of like Wannables. I'm sorry. And I know that firsthand experience, because seeing the parade of people getting dragged out of VIP sections in KCON because they didn't have the tickets and they had DSLR cameras because they were like fan sites selling the pictures. That's what worries me. Like, I don't want Jihyo to like the first thing that came up to mind with this is like, oh, this might be another Taeyeon Baekhyun situation where just like Taeyeon just has to like become a fucking recluse and just like not go out in public just because like XOLs were just giving her so much crap for dating Baekhyun, and I don't want that to happen. That's so stupid, especially for super like an established idol like Jihyo. She doesn't deserve that, especially, and with all the stuff that Twice is dealing with Mina and her anxiety or whatever. The last thing they need is Jihyo on top of that. So I guess that's my concern right now, is just, it might not be now, but I'd say like the longer this goes on, and granted, who knows how long this goes, because maybe them getting like outed might sort of pressure them almost to sort of end it, because they know the fans aren't going to be happy. I don't know if there's any boycotts or anything, but I feel like it over a period of time it's gonna sort of like build and build and build, and it might be just too much for them. Yeah, see,
for me, I think it's the opposite. I think the longer it goes on, the more okay it is. So the more people just stop caring.
Hopefully,
I think people. I think in general, people will just slowly forget about it or not really care, and it'll just get less and less. So I think if they can survive whatever, like I said, I haven't really been looking into it much, so I don't really know what the reaction is, and like none of us are fluent in Korean, so we're not like tuned into like Kana's and like tabloid comments, but so like I'm not really sure how it is, but I feel like if they can survive for a while, then they're probably fine. I mean, who knows? In 4 months, they might break up anyway, because they were just going to break up, and it had nothing to do with the fans. But I mean, being an idol and dating at the same time has got to be insanely complicated.
I don't even know how they get a date, because I mean, Daniel's busy with his debut. Twice is just busy all the time. I mean, I don't know how they have time to do stuff.
They've survived through a Twice world tour that's been going on for 4 months, and they're still dating. So
that's true.
They must be doing pretty well. If that they've had something figured out, because Jihyo's been gone for 4 months.
Yeah, I'm surprised she was the first one to date out of all of Twice. In all honesty, I thought it was going to be Nayeon. In all honesty,
yeah. I figured it would be any of the older members, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and then we had that crazy, like, random rumors, like, oh my god, he
Plus, like, and you don't know. Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was funny.
Also,
I thought that was funny.
No, it was funny. It was funny.
Because he chose probably sitting here like, oh my god, why am I dreaming right now? That's probably that's probably his. He wishes he was dating Momo, and I mean, I'm sure they're good friends.
Exactly. Exactly. They're probably they're friends, but I don't think anything went past that. But well, and then that's the other thing though, is you said that you're surprised that Jihyo was the first one, but we don't know she was the first one. The other ones could be dating. We just don't know they're dating.
There's probably other members dating.
Might have been dating too. Like we have no idea.
It's just Jihyo was the first one that got outed in this sort of way. But I mean, I don't know. Just I'm still really uncertain, because again, knowing how both fan bases can be, like, I mean, one Reddit comment interaction isn't necessarily this one dude was like off the freaking deep end about like, how dare you do this to your fan base. There's always going to be people like that, obviously.
There's always people like that, yeah.
And I mean, especially it's easier to see that, it's easier for those kind of people to get shunned away from the international community, especially just because international fans aren't as hardline devoted in that sort of way, or just they're hardline devoted in other ways.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, not much else to say on other than just I hope they do well. I hope they don't get too much backlash. Hopefully they can. And like I said, the joke I made was they don't have to worry about like not having to interact on music shows, because Daniel's not getting on anything. Because
that's true. Yeah, he's gonna be boycotted from everything.
Yeah, because freaking CJ is just blackball. He's getting the Jessica Jung treatment, where like he can't go on any music shows because he had the audacity to like void the contract with CJ because they were signing stuff without his permission. So hopefully they do well. I mean, and thankfully, again, Daniel is being the master, the captain of his own ship, so to speak, having his own company. He doesn't have to answer to anyone, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it seems like basically all he has to do is like tell like the fans like, look, I'm gonna date Jihyo, live with it, or just stop following me. Like he could just say that without any repercussions, essentially. Which must be like must be the most like maybe that's a huge reason why he sort of went on his own path as opposed to just being under CJ, because there was no way CJ would let him date, I'm sure, because they know that
no, definitely not.
I'm sure like they know that affect the bottom line. So yeah, it's probably a good idea for him to go on his own in terms of just making his own label. So what do you think of Jihyo and Kang Daniel dating? Who else do you think in Twice's date? I don't know how to follow this up. Do you think there's going to be any like fan backlash from either Wanables or Once, or just in general? So definitely let us know your thoughts on this sort of news in the comments.
Yep. Final comment. I read a fan translation on Twitter today where someone asked Nako about it, because Nako is a Jihyo stan apparently, and Nako said her bias's happiness is her happiness. So
damn right, Nako. Stan Nako.
Everyone listen to Nako.
Just don't date yet.
Well, Nako, you're like 12. So you're not. She's like.
I mean, she turned 18. It's just,
is she 18 now? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's
you look like you're 12.
She's a 3,000-year-old vampire. I'm pretty sure.
That's true. So yeah, ever listen to Nako, let your biases be happy, because it should make you happy. Don't get mad when they're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I want my biases to date, in all honesty, because I want them to be happy and just be adults. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, have normal lives. Stand happiness, everyone.
Yes, by Red Velvet. Okay, let's go to topic 4, which is a group that makes me very happy, which is SuperM. So if you haven't heard about this, I know, Andrew, you have like some notes, but I guess I'll go over just the short. I don't have a full list of everyone in the group, but basically, short bottom line is SM is making a super group, boy group, that is going to have members of SHINee, NCT, and EXO in it. There's no one else, right? Nobody from Suju's in it, right?
They separate.
Well, Wavy is NCT.
They've separated because they're
separated because they're separate, but they're the same. Whatever. There's no one from Suju, and it was my point because I wasn't sure.
Suju's their own label, so that's why.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's under SM, but yeah, they're their own label. So yeah, it's basically just a boy group that's a super group, and they confirmed they are not a project temporary group. This group will have comebacks. So it's not like they're going to be a one and done thing. But they did say that their main group's activities will take priority over this.
Yeah.
So if you want to go into who's all in it, also they're focusing on international market, right?
Yes,
that was like a big thing. Yeah, so you can get into
basically
more details.
How this came about is SM Entertainment made a partnership with Capitol Records, one of the biggest. Capitol's one of the
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Capitol's one of the biggest like music labels here in the U.S. They've been around for forever. So at some like investors meeting or sort of like a sort of year financial sort of thing. Isuman showed up and like the members like randomly to announce SuperM. It's weird that they would announce again. That it shows how serious they are about it, like them focusing on the American market for them to announce this at an investors meeting in the US. So it's a K-pop supergroup entitled SuperM, which kind of got me thinking if they did this with. They can't do like the same naming convention if it was a girl group because it'd be Super F.
Super F.
It's like that thing from Fairly Odd Parents. You get a Super F on your report card. So the members are Taemin from SHINee, you have Baekhyun and Kai from EXO, you have Mark from NCT, and you have Lucas and Ten from Wavy or Wayshin V. So
yes, my dreams have come true.
Yeah, I mean,
Taemin and Ten in a group together, which is literally something I've wanted since Ten became a thing.
In all honesty, we might be the only ones happy about this, just because it seems like.
Oh no, yeah, I've noticed overall people are mad. Well,
everyone's going.
It's not everyone. No, it's not everyone. It's the XOLs that are mad because they're like, "Oh, EXO is not getting any comebacks now." But
they're all in the military. What do you want?
half of them are in the military. Gonna be in the military
what do you want Baekhyun and Kai to do?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why for me this is a good idea. It's a genius idea. I was about to say, like, I don't know why anyone didn't do it before, but then again, there aren't that many labels with
There's not enough companies that can do this.
That have this many groups promoting at the same time that all have members in the military. Granted, NCT doesn't have anyone in the military, so I don't know. Like, I thought if anything, I thought it'd be... it'd be just between SHINee members and
SHINee and EXO. Well, SHINee is just Taemin because everyone else is in the military.
Whoops, yeah. So, I guess it makes more sense. But poor Mark.
Someone else.
Poor Mark. He's in like
They found a way to put him in another group. He got out a dream. He's like, cool, I'm only in one group plus NCT.
Yo, they're gonna put...
I could do this. Nope, I'm gonna be in...
They're gonna put Mark in the next girl group for all we know. Hey, he'd probably fucking kill it. He'd probably kill it, though.
He should be in the next girl
group.
No,
if we got an SM equivalent to Card, I'd go broke. I'd stay in that group till the end of time.
No, that's why people are saying that this should have had Seulgi in it.
Yeah,
this should have been a co-ed group.
Yeah, it should have been granted, that's basically just like SM the ballad, just not
SM.
Ballad.
SM the dance.
Yeah, basically.
Because that's what people are. If you take, I think it was one of the people on our Discord. I can't remember who. But yeah, if you take Baekhyun out and put Seulgi in, it's just a dance group. There's just dance super group.
Yeah, like everyone here's a good dance. Like Taemin, incredible dancer. Kai, incredible dancer. I mean, Baekhyun's not that bad, but he's more known for his vocals.
But he's the vocal. He is going to be the vocalist.
He's the lead vocalist.
Him and Taemin are going to be the main vocalists.
Mark, freaking incredible dancer. Lucas and Ten, great dancers of their own right. Especially freaking Ten.
Ten and That's why it's funny because like Taemin's going to be the lead singer and dancer in this group. Like him and Baekhyun are the best singers, and then him and like Ten are the best dancers. So like he's got everything on lock.
So I mean, it seems like they're focusing on the American market. I'm guessing this means English, and I mean it seems like everyone here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it seems like everyone here knows, especially like Mark and Ten. They're definitely big on English, or having released songs in English before. So yeah, I mean, just did you expect this at all? I mean,
so we got rumors about this like a month ago.
Yeah, I thought it was bullshit.
Before the rumors, I was like, I had no expectations something like this would ever happen. Because like I've talked about it a lot. Like I've really wanted to see Ten and Taemin in a group together. They're both incredible dancers. They both have like very unique like artsy like interpretive dance style. Like they both do that type of dance for their solo songs. And I thought it'd be really cool to have them do like a duo so that's why I hope this group does stuff like that. Do a group that does Taemin style songs. Like that would be awesome.
It'd kill it. Yeah, that was my next question. Was what style of music do you think they'll do? Because I mean, you have very disparate sort of styles. I mean, NCT does everything under the sun. Wavy does a lot of just like hip hop type stuff as well. EXO again, just very disparate. I'd say maybe EXO and SHINee. The EXO and SHINee members are probably going to be the most similar in terms of like style. But then again, NCT just released freaking Superhuman, so who knows? Seriously,
which is SHINee.
Who knows? Like
just again, a SHINee song.
I mean, I really don't want to like overhype myself for this group, especially because there's so many unknown factors. Especially them collaborating with an American company, what the sound's going to be, what English,
who's going to produce it,
who's going to produce it,
like what type of sound is it?
Like the only thing I know for sure, like we know for sure, is that the choreography is going to be fucking amazing.
The choreography is going to be awesome, and they're going to look amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like everyone here is just drop dead gorgeous. Like I mean, that's the thing. Again, maybe we often get like sort of accused of being SM stands, but like seriously, I don't know if any other we are like unabashedly, but I don't know of any other companies that could get away with. Maybe I mean, obviously we've had sort of like super group type things before, or special projects like we've had. Yeah, like Cube did all of that stuff with Triple H and Troublemaker.
And there's a lot of this type of thing for like one-time special stages for like big concerts or whatever, like, but you never get it where it's a permanent group. Like like Troublemaker Triple H is the only one I can think of where that was something that continued, other than SM Ballad type. Like SM's done this before, because SM the Ballad was basically an SM Ballad supergroup, like. But this does not happen very often, and like we said before, there's not many companies that can do this, so
I mean, I hope it starts a trend, because I'd love to see JYP do something like this. No, like, imagine getting like, I don't know, just the thought of freaking GOT7 and Stray Kids doing something together would just blow my mind. Just like the hype levels of that song would just.
I want them to be co-ed. Give me put Momo and
Twice and Itzy.
Twice Itzy, Stray Kids, GOT7 just doing something crazy.
Get
like all
Day6 in there somewhere.
Or whatever.
Teach Day6 how to dance.
Can play the music in the background. It would be awesome to see more of this.
Yeah,
JYP is. I mean, YG can't really. YG can't do anything right now, so like they're off the table. But like, JYP and like that's it. They're the only other company. Maybe Cube. I mean,
Cube. You have Pentagon and
that's what you have. CLC and
G-Idol. Like, I mean, they should collaborate
Pentagon.
regardless.
So like, Cube could do it. And they've done it before, so like I wouldn't be surprised if we do get something like them. Mm-hmm. But knowing Cube, it'll just be like Soyeon and Huey, like just like a couple members, like the two popular members of the groups or whatever. CLC won't even be involved because they hate CLC.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like this.
On second thought, Cube might orange caramel it. On second thought, where like the spin-off group becomes way more popular than the main group. So. Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, to people that I guess might be worried about them sort of just not committing to like the main groups, I feel like this is probably going to be maybe like a once or twice a year type of thing. And granted, groups only come back like 2 or 3 times a year, so there's downtime. So I mean, like there is time for them to sort of focus on this group. Yeah, SM usually does a good job of spacing out releases, so that nothing gets buried per se. And I mean, super groups are nothing new, and just music at all. Like we've had super groups for decades.
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally
rock
like
bands do it all the time.
Like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Zeppelin's a super group. Cream, you have like Foo Fighters, Audio Slave, like Them Crooked Vultures. Them Crooked Vultures is the greatest super group because you got because that's Dave Grohl. You have John Paul Jones of freaking Led Zeppelin, and then the singer of it's Josh.
I can't help you.
It's Josh. He's the lead singer of Queens of the Stone Age. So, basically, yeah. So like that's a cool super group. Like they've been doing this type of like Swedish House Mafia. That's a super group. Like there's a lot of like other instances of groups just sort of coming together in this sort of way. So that was a perspective. Like we've done topics on like fan booking our own like K-pop super groups.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've basically done a topic making this group before. Like what do we? Because we did like our male and female like super groups or whatever.
Yeah,
mine had 10 and Taemin in it. Like.
Yeah, it's funny. They're calling this the Avengers of K-pop, apparently. And I mean, I guess it is. It's just, I mean, no, the real Avengers of K-pop would be like cross like labels, but that never happened.
Yeah.
And nothing with Permanent, it would never happen. But I mean, I'd say it's about time. It's about time that somebody tried to do this. It's a good idea to sort of keep people out there in the spotlight while the groups are sort of away because of military service obligations. Yeah, the second I heard that this was confirmed, I was like, oh man, this is genius idea on SM's part, just to sort of, it's a good way to continue revenue while again the groups are away. And I mean, hey, and maybe through this, NCT sort of builds its profile in Korea because they're associated with EXO members and Taemin and that sort of thing. So hopefully, it's I'd say it's rising tide lifts all boats in this sort of situation. I feel like there's no way that anyone comes out worse for the wear.
Not that any of these groups need much like
I still think
recognition, but
I still
NCT
think
could still
NCT
grow
probably is the
Korea,
one they need.
But
they probably need the most out of it, or they probably gain the most out of this, considering like SHINee and EXO already have established fan bases. So the more eyes they can get on these members, hopefully the more. Like when they're promoting with their regular groups, it's genius. It's a genius business move. It's genius marketing on their end, and to market and to do this in partnership with like Capitol Records and like focus on America. I feel like because they knew it. So they knew they don't even have to focus on Korea because they knew this was it was gonna be a hit already. Because anything with like SHINee and EXO members is gonna sell like gangbusters over there. So pretty good idea. And I don't want to be the one that says it could be a group that rivals BTS in terms of popularity, but it could be a group that rivals BTS in popularity.
Yeah, it would be tough, but so the problem is, like you said before, like I don't think this group comes back that often.
Yeah, no.
I would say once a year at most. So I don't know if they could really rival, like the group themselves could rival BTS, because like the reason BTS got huge is they were just nonstop for years. Yeah. Like, and they just, so like, I don't know if I would say that, but I think like in general, I think the group is going to be very popular. The one interesting thing I'm wondering is we probably won't, but like, are we going to get an album? Or is it just gonna be singles?
I want it to
be cool if we got an album.
Yeah,
but I could see it not be.
Yeah, Taemin albums are singles. Incredible. NCT albums are great too. Like all the groups here. Are pretty.
Taemin, EXO, NCT album, Wavy albums, like the one they have so far, all of them are great. So.
Yeah, just from top to bottom. So I mean, if we get all of that sort of combined, like, and there's a lot of people that have like production or like they know how to like sort of work behind the scenes, like Kai does a lot of stuff, especially with like choreography. Again, I'm probably most excited about the choreography.
Yeah, the choreography is gonna be utterly insane.
I will be shocked if this does not end up in our like best group choreography, male group choreography category at the end of the year. Because
I'll be shocked if it doesn't win it.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if it doesn't win it. Yeah, because just the name recognition you have here is like they have a high bar to sort of meet in terms of expectations, but I think they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, think that's it for me. I'm really excited for this group. It was something I basically, just seeing Ten and Taemin in a group was like all I needed. I don't even care about the other members. Like, it's cool that we got other members, but I just want to see Ten and Taemin dancing together because I think it's gonna be insane.
Final question: who's gonna be your bias?
Probably Taemin. Taemin beats out Ten.
I don't know, because that's the problem.
Barely.
Because like I love Taemin, I love Kai, I love Mark, I love Ten, and I'm starting to like Lucas. So it's basically like everyone. I bias like almost everyone in this group essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a nightmare for me in terms of picking biases.
Shiny is my ultimate male group. I can't. And Taemin's my bias in that group. So nothing you can do.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments who your bias is if you're just at a loss as much as we are. Definitely know what your expectations are going to be for SuperM, if you're going to listen to them, if you'd be okay with it being in English. Definitely let us know all your thoughts on SuperM in the comments.
Yep. So that's it for episode 133. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if you were upset at our somewhat negative and very negative reviews. Because
can't be a love fest
that
all
happens
the time.
Sometimes. Yeah, we can't love everything all the time. And if you're a fan of those groups, I'm sorry, but
I love them too. Don't worry.
We're just being real with you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the topics. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, subscribe to if you like the video, like it, subscribe, click on the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter, review us on iTunes, and check out our Discord because it's mucho lit, as we say, thanks to Applebee's, which is an inside joke. And yeah, it's a good place to just hang out with us and talk. And there's a small community there of people who enjoy K-pop, talking about pretty much everything. We got gaming channel, we got movies and TV and stuff, and fighting sports, which is a channel I hide from.
And non-K-pop, where I just spam
J-pop
music videos all the time.
Also a channel I have muted because I don't listen to anything but K-pop.
Joke's on you. I'm gonna post like Tool and Slayer in there, and you're gonna miss it.
And I'm gonna listen to it on my own anyway. Not really, because I don't listen to anything but K-pop. And then the other thing I want to shout out is we do a fun thing. We do song ratings. So basically, if you join, check out the song rating channel. There's the rules that are pinned in there. But basically, we all just rate a bunch of songs in different like group. We like categorize it.
Yeah.
And then we throw them all to Sam, who's one of our mods, and she compiles it. And we basically like rate the songs from 1 to 10, and then we rank them and we see what Discord's favorite songs are. Right now we're doing female soloists, so we're rating like Boa, IU, Yoonha, Jessie, ID, Lim Kim, Minso, a couple others that I'm probably forgetting. Haze.
Say? Is Say on the list?
No, not Say.
Damn it.
No. So yeah, that's going on. And then we're doing 2015 to 2017 boy groups, and BTS discography are next. So they're just fun. We get to yell at each other because everyone. Joking. Yeah. We all yell at each other in a fun sense because everyone is wrong about everything. So
damn right.
Yeah. So that's it. Check out our Discord. Thank you and good night.
We don't have any upcoming events or anything besides Tiffany in September. That's
in November. So
damn! I thought that was September.
No, that's November. For me, it's November. Toronto's November. Okay, it starts in October. It's October through November.
Yeah, so. Basically my next concerts are just J-pop concert, like Baby Metal and Bandmade, and then I'm off to Japan for like a week or so. So you guys have to figure that out. But yeah, really nothing in terms of concerts. I gotta step back for a bit. But I guess that's If you're going to any of those events, I guess say hi. I don't know. Or if there's any cool concerts that we don't know about, let us know. So yeah.
Thank you and good night.
Stay super.
Stay throbbingly super. They're having fun. The music's fun to jam along to. And it might not be the most interesting musically or the most technically complicated, but it's fun. Basically, like, what I think is, like, this is what I want Blackpink to be, just like a less serious version of themselves. Like, that's how